Okay, welcome everybody to the Vibes and Ventz show. Um, I am Gloria. I'm always here if you need me. I'm just going to be the producer on the background. Um, and I will be introducing the panelists for today. And then the first person I have is Ebenezer. Sorry, not Ebenezer. I have Benjamin. Opening his bio right now. Benjamin is dedicated and versatile professional with a strong background in administration, technical support, and education. His experience spans across roles, including administrator at the Knowledge Hub Educational Complex.
Sure.
Make sure you're muted because the recording is on. Um, as well as sales and technical support, known for his strong work ethics. Benjamin thrives in a team environment and excels in roles that demand organizational efficiency. And then he's a graduate of multiple professional courses. He has a background in digital marketing, Google, and then his technical skills include proficiency in Microsoft Office, Corel Draw, and then I'm gonna run it up. Benjamin also has a passion in learning and community engagement, and it's evident in his teaching background. Thank you for joining us, Benjamin.
Thank you for having me.
Let's do Ebenezer. This is open. Okay, so Ebenezer also comes from Central Region, but is currently living in Accra. He's an undergraduate student. He completed his senior high school at Swedru Secondary School of Business. He studied agricultural science, and in school, we are tagged as farmers, but notwithstanding on that, they are more into agric as a subject. I agree with that. Aside teaching, I have also sold at the market before contributed to church building and security expert. In 2022, I contested for a quiz and had an award. I was so excited and motivated to achieve more. As it stands now, I'm a private security officer in the Ghana Port headquarters in Accra. I have good human interpersonal relations and hard work, respectful and disciplined. And in a nutshell, when this great opportunity to be given to me to work with others, I would be glad to share that knowledge. So thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure I've skipped some, but I'm just trying to make sure I get to everybody before we start. Next is Bernice. Okay, so Bernice Boachia, also known as Miss Bernice, is a passionate young leader whose experience spans from working with children with special needs, dyslexia, advocacy to mental health advocacy, and awareness creation on domestic violence. Having graduated from University of Ghana with a bachelor's degree in social work, she's dedicated her time to contributing insights and skills to impactful project. And I'm gonna skip your second paragraph. And Bernice is currently a social worker and teacher. She is with Primary Youth Development Initiative in Nigeria as a program planning volunteer. She also works with Ghana Youth for Mental Health as a mental health advocate. We really appreciate that insight into your background. That is something we've been working on too as a mental health advocate. She loves to share knowledge, listen to music, and learn new things. Welcome, Bernice, for joining us as a panelist also. And I'll hand it back to Ellen, the host.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I guess my producer has given all of us some introduction. So my name is Ellen, Ellen Esnamadumasu. I'm going to be your host for the next couple of weeks, and we're going to be delving into interesting topics. I have Benjamin. I would like you to introduce yourself one after the other. After I've given a background of our foundation, and then what we are about. Please, I believe everyone is there.
Yeah, we are here.
We are here.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So I will be talking about the foundation that this whole program is based on their chest, and the Kluche Foundation. So a little background about them is that it is a dynamic philanthropic organization dedicated to transforming lives by fostering scholarships in Ghana and personal growth opportunities for individuals in need, with a special focus on empowering the youth. The foundation is also committed to supporting scholarships, championing entrepreneurial initiatives, and promoting innovative programs designed to inspire and equip the next generation for success. In a distinctive effort to nurture both minds and hearts of young people, the Kluche Foundation organizes engaging events such as Bible quiz competitions. These events designed to instill valuable lessons, shaping critical thinking skills, and encourage spiritual growth, contributing to the holistic development of participants. Now, the Vibez and Ventz platform is a perfect extension of our mission and vision, offering a unique space for Ghanaian youth to engage in meaningful conversations on social, mental health, and community issues. By amplifying the voices of young people and encouraging dialogue on critical topics, we are also going to align to our commitment to holistic development, providing a safe space for learning, expression, and personal growth. This initiative enhances our goal of creating informed, empowered individuals who can drive positive change in their communities. Through its multifaceted initiatives, including the Vibez and Ventz, the Kluche Foundation aims to create lasting change by equipping individuals in Ghana with the tools of knowledge, opportunities needed to thrive. Together, we are building a brighter, more empowered future for communities across the nation. Okay, so that's a little background on what the Kluche Foundation is all about. And you can also follow us on all our social media platforms. I believe we're on Twitter, we are on Twitter now, X. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, and also on YouTube. Okay, so we would have to go straight because we have an hour to discuss, and all of us will be having at least 5 minutes to talk about the topic and also bring our solutions. And also, if we have personal experiences, then we can also share that as well. So today's topic is breaking the silence, men untold stories of domestic violence. Over the years, I don't think anyone would love to share, a man especially would like to share if they've been abused physically, emotionally. They would love to go to the police station. The kind of stigma that is attached to that is overwhelming. So a little bit start about this. 483,000 men and 964 women are victims of partner abuse. That's the 2022 and 23 stats that we have. 1 in 7 men, that's 13.9%, and 1 in 4 women, that's 27%, will be victims of domestic abuse in their lifetime. And in the US, 3, that's 35.6, and also 1 in 4 women, 28.5, being abused physically, violence, and also stalked. That's what we have in the US. So looking at all these, domestic violence is often viewed as something that primarily affects women. All we know is that women are the victim of domestic abuse, but men are also victims. So why do you think men's experience are so often overlooked in this conversation? I'll start with Benjamin.
All right there, thank you. Yeah, I'm here. Thank you for having us, and thank you for that question. I feel that in most cases, men's concerns are overlooked because of the stigma attached to the whole thing. And it's such that men are seen as strong and the leaders of the home. So when a man complains that he's been domestically abused, it sounds some way. So the stigma attached to it. And even if this man should go to the police station, okay, my wife has abused me, so and so, it's quite funny. So that is some of the reasons why I feel men's concerns have been overlooked on that. Yeah.
Okay, so a quick one. Since as a man, you can't go to the police station but you're dying. So don't you think it is wise if men should speak up concerning being domestically abused?
Yes, it's wise and it's imperative that men speak up. We have a very good example of Johnny Depp. He's an actor in the States. No one would have assumed that he was a victim of domestic violence at home. Because when the issue first came about, his wife said she was the victim. But later, at the public hearing, evidence came out and that he was the victim of it, and he got compensated, and it's now causing him emotional relief. So it's imperative that men speak out, but it's going to take some sort of process, and I think it's going to take more education and awareness to be created on that particular topic. Yeah. So it's imperative men do.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a personal question. Do you think you can be able to walk up to the police station or report your wife or girlfriend if you're being abused?
Personally, it will be very, 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 very difficult for me. The best I can do is to confide in a friend. And I sort of have an experience like that. I remember in 2015, my very good friend wanted to get married. And we were all like, this lady, the way she is and her character, guy, don't go there, don't try. But then he was like, "Oh, I found my missing rib. She's the bone of my missing bone." We said everything. This guy was like, "Nah, he's the one. She's the one." And just 2 months after the wedding, they got married in November. Then in January, he came to me, showed me bruises, his face, marks, and all of that, and that his wife has been abusing him at home. And it's gone on so much that they are currently separated. Since 2017 till now, they do not live together in the same home. They are separated. And all this is the cause of domestic abuse to the man, to which he can't tell anybody. Even his dad, his mom, his relatives, they don't know about it. It's just we, his close friends, that he tells that we're able to confide, console him, and then encourage him for him to keep moving. So it's difficult for a man to walk up to the authorities, police station, that I have been domestically abused by my wife. And that is very difficult.
Okay. I think that's with my next question is, do you think societal expectations of masculinity contribute to men silence about abuse? Because you're considered as the man of the house, etc. So going to report to the social welfare, I think people will be like, how come? What happened? You're the man. You know, it's fairly used in our daily conversations that you're a man, this and this. But the men too are saying they are suffering.
We are dying.
The men too
So,
are saying that they are suffering. So do you think it is the societal expectation of the man is just too much, and it is like you guys are suffering? If you could be honest. Okay, so I think Benjamin should answer so that I go to
okay.
a bit.
All right. So, yes,
Yeah.
society plays a big role in that stigma that we currently feel, because men are going through a lot, and the society expects you to always be in charge and be in control, especially in this part of the world that we live in. where fathers or men are seen as the head, are seen as the ones in charge, are seen as the one in control. So if you should be suffering from such, and then you go out to tell others, not trusted people, then it becomes a laughing matter. It becomes something that even we say an eyesore, something that nobody wants to hear. And per my research and per my understanding, it goes more than just violence, domestic abuse. Sometimes it affects us psychologically, it affects us emotionally, it affects us in so many ways. So yes, society's view on it plays a key role in the part of the world that we do live in.
Okay, so per your conclusion, society is not being fair to men when it comes to domestic abuse.
Yes, society is not being fair to men at all. It should be 50-50. It can happen to a woman, it can happen to a man. It shouldn't be that as for men, it can never happen to us. Nah.
Come to the 50-50 conversation though, but let me go to Ebenezer. Ebenezer, for men who do speak out, what kind of reactions do they typically receive from their friends and family or the society? Are they considered as weak men? Ebenezer, if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can clearly hear you. Okay, so thank you for giving me this opportunity. So men who do speak up against domestic violence, they mostly they face shyness. The society, look down upon them, being a man in the house, and then at the end of the day, when they go through domestic violence, they come out and then they come and say it. It's a little bit of.
I think the way you are smiling, if a man should walk up to you or one of your friends and tell you that, Charlie, my wife is beating me, my wife is abusing me, like if it's emotional and it's not physical, that you can handle. But if it is blows, but you put it that way.
Well, first of all, I'm going
What
to
would be your reaction?
I'm going to tease my friend a little bit, right? Because it's a little bit strange seeing a lady or a woman beating a man. We don't mostly see it in our society, right? So when it happens in that way,
that the men are stronger than the woman.
yeah, sure. So when it do happens, and then you have a friend who you can confide in it, you can approach the person and then you share your idea or you're suffering with the person, then you get a solution to it. And I have been a victim of domestic violence before.
Tell us your story.
I stayed with an extended family in the central region. That's my stepmother's side. So, I wasn't well related with the new family members, right? So it got to a time, I was brought there by my brother. We have the same father but different mother. So it got to a time my cousin thought, me coming to the house to stay with them, and she thought I have the intention of maybe coming to stay there for long and then take control over the house. That is in terms of property, right? Yeah, so she's that quick-tempered. The little thing, then she voice out, she will insult you a whole lot. So my brother once told me, when some of these things are coming, you have to quickly, you have to leave the house, because when it happens like that, you also get angry and then you react back. So when I see that, she starts talking a lot and all that, I only have to leave her premises, right? So that I can give her the space and then she will react in my absence, right? Just to control the situation. Yeah. So as
by the time you come back,
then everything is settled. Yes. So that was the way I was using to, control my emotions. Yes. Because I don't want a situation whereby she will say something bad and then I'll react towards her. No, I don't want that. And that will even show as a sign of disrespect to my other family members. They will think, oh, I don't respect and all that. So it's better I leave there and then, yeah, everything is solved.
This cousin is a she.
Yeah,
and
she.
He was older than you?
Yeah, she was very older than me. In fact, she was the firstborn in her family line. Yes.
Okay. All right. Sure. So that is Ebenezer's experience of domestic abuse. Domestic abuse, I think, comes in so many forms. Could be family, could be a friend, um, but it is always in relationships, not relationships as in lovers relationship, but it cuts across relationships that we have with our friends, family, and also our loved ones. So okay, so how do you think we can create a safer space for men to share their experiences without judgment, Ebenezer?
Well, I think when men come out with these issues, there should be room for them to be heard, right? I mean, the people who are, closer to the one sharing the story should give them a listening ear, right? And see how best they can solve the issue. Okay, yeah, they should listen to the person, the victim, and they should listen to the victim and provide some solutions that will emotionally and then psychologically help the person. Because it is not easy. Domestic violence is not easy. It's a very bad thing. That shouldn't be encouraged in our society.
Okay, so per your experience, I'm sorry, but per your experience with your cousin, does it have any effect on you negatively as you grew up? Were you fearing women? Did you have any kind of attitude towards women?
Not really. I realized that, every human being has gotten his own treat, right? So I realized that if my cousin is this, it doesn't mean all women are like that. No, because they are all different. Despite them being women, they have different identity and different characteristics. So I realized that is how she is. So the moment she starts, then I quickly run away or excuse myself. Yes,
Save the situation.
sure.
Okay. I think at the time that's a pretty smart way to avoid confrontations and other stuff like that. So that at the end of the day, you won't be. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry about that. Okay, so
It's okay. It's part of life. It's part of life. It's cool.
yes. Okay, so our next person, I think you've exhausted our 5 minutes with you. So Dennis, if Dennis is available, if I could talk to
hello.
Dennis. Yes, Dennis. I believe you could hear me.
Yes, I can.
All right, sure. Okay, so Dennis, the men have been talking, Ebenezer and Benjamin are saying that because of masculinity and then also being tagged as you are the man, they cannot speak out when it comes to abuse of any form meted on men. As a woman, can you, okay, this question, if I should ask you, it would be, so I will ask the men. I'll ask the men, they will give me a very good answer. Are there any specific cultural or societal forms, norms in Ghana that might make it harder for men to report domestic violence?
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm so glad to be here to join the discussion. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. So I think this discussion on domestic violence is a crucial one. It's very important. And personally, I have a lot of issues when it comes to domestic violence against men. But then also, I would say that with regards to the law, I'll say the law is working. It's actually there because when you check the Domestic Violence Act, it's stated there clearly. It states what domestic violence is. So most people, or more often, people think domestic violence has to do with the physical. But then let's not forget that it includes sexual abuse, verbal, psychological, emotional, right? So it's like in Ghana specifically, more people have tuned their mind to the physical, where someone has to hit the other. You see bruises, cuts, injuries before you know, oh, this is domestic violence. But then they forget about the insults, making someone feel belittled and all of that. They don't realize that also like amounts to or that can also be domestic violence. So I think the law is there, but the issue is traditions, norms, right? In the society, men are not given, or men are not allowed to come out and then voice out what they are going through. Hence, they end up being abused in various forms, not just physically. Yes, physically men are stronger than women, but then have you asked yourself that when it comes verbally, it's hard to find men verbally abusing women, but then yes, it's so common for women to verbally abuse men, and we think it's normal. No, because that verbal abuse is going to make the man feel, I mean, okay, it's going to have a toll on the man. Okay, and we don't think about the consequences or the aftermath of whatever the woman did. So I'll use this example. I did an attachment in a social at DOFSU, the Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit, and in one of the regions, Western North. And like, interestingly, that was the first time I actually witnessed my boss. I was the PA to the head of that unit, and we had this case, very interesting case. A man actually came to report his wife for domestic violence, and it was yes, it was so interesting. I mean, I really took interest in the case, so I just asked my boss if I could sit in and learn, because I was an intern and I did social work, so I really wanted to be involved in these things. And it was so interesting because the man actually gathered the courage, and from his account, he had been suffering it for a long time. He said it started from insults, it started from the wife not making meals, and then now it went physical. So she can take a basin, just throw it at him. And he felt that, he said from his training, he was not trained to hit a woman, so he couldn't. He would just report her to the family elders, and they'll just sit him down, you're a man, take your time. And he had to harbor that all inside. So it was just taking a toll on his emotional and psychological well-being. Now he just decided, no, I have to report. And he said he got to know that he could report because over there where I did my attachment, the social welfare and DOFSU collaborate with NCC to do awareness creation, advise the people there to voice out, come and report issues like domestic violence related issues. So I mean, they're educating them on these things. So the man was like, no, if there's a chance for me, I mean, if it's not just for women to keep reporting as the men, I think I have to take a step. And he did. And that was really good. We commended him for that. And we had to bring the wife in, because she thought she was a woman, so she is more vulnerable. And it's saying yes, excuse me to say in chi, saying yes, but then it was really affecting her husband, and he took the step to report. So I think society, traditions, norms, they play a very crucial role. They make the men feel like, okay, you're the man of the house, just don't pay attention. They just make you harbor everything in, whereas when it's the woman, it's going to be something else. Like, you're going to probably end up in cells if you were the man to actually use the woman. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
All right. So quickly, what do you think that our community leaders or influencers can do to change this norm? You have 1 minute for that. Thank you.
Yes. So I'll just use my experience as an example that I think that community leaders can also champion the education course. So they can also help to educate community members, call for meetings, I mean, men and women, educate them, talk to them, not just to the women, pushing them, encouraging them to report, but then educate them also, let them know that these petty things are also domestic violence, and they can be held accountable just as men are always held accountable.
And also held accountable. All right, thank you very much, Bernice. I think we have Ebenezer, we have Bernice, we have Then the last person is Benjamin. Do we have another person?
No, that's it. It's 3 panelists today.
Okay. Is there anything that you would love to add to what we've discussed so far?
I think it's really good submissions, and I really appreciate the personal experiences too. Like I said, I wanted to add a friend and then my cousin, a male, who has also approached me or told me about what they also experienced. Usually they can't send it to any high place because of the judgment, which is true. The only thing is, for my cousin, it has really affected him, like for the future. He has very negative mindsets about women. He's not interested in women at all. If you see what he posts on social media every time, it's all about women are negative, like it's negative videos.
Women have suffered in general.
Yeah, so I also don't like it for the fact that one person does something and that it affects all the future ladies who come into your life who are actually good. But some people would not take it the way Ebenezer took it and did not displace it on other women. But it's just one person's attitude. But for him, it has affected. He's in his 40s, but still nothing. He's not, yes, he's taking his time. Yeah. So I really wish for those people, they do need counseling to restructure their mindsets. That's why psychology is very important and counseling is very important. He needs to be going for counseling to restructure his mindset about women. It's not all of them who are like that. And some people also, they decide to just use women who come into their life. So a lot of good women came, but he just used them. They're not the same as the previous lady, but he decided to just use them, which these women were good women. Some of them were my friends, so I got mad about that. Yeah, because my sister and I were referring women.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, you had to suffer some.
Yeah, so our friends kept
the
contact with us. Oh, they did. Yeah. So we don't talk to them. They don't talk to us anymore because our cousin had to do that to them. So I really wish any man who has gone through that needs to seek some counseling, talk to somebody so you can restructure your mind, because it's not fair for somebody else to be suffering for a mistake one lady did. So that's one. And then recently a friend of mine who's a male, when I was talking about my cousin, he also opened up and said, hey, the lady has actually slapped me in the face before. I'm like, what?
Wow.
I'm surprised. I get very surprised because I have never seen it before. And we also, in our family, we don't raise men to use their hands on anybody. So when my friend said it, I was like, wow. So it makes sense when you see some of these people who are not interested in women for now, they always say negative things about women. It's because some of them had very, very bad experience. So that's what I want to add about it. But counseling is really needed for men. Don't think counseling is a weakness. It's not. So that's what I'll add to it. And thank you for your submission.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. So this is the Vibes and Ventz show. And then we are proudly sponsored by the Cluche Foundation. They are the brain behind this whole wonderful program. So you can watch us on all our social media platforms. Facebook, Twitter, now X, YouTube, Instagram. Thank you very much. Okay, so I would love us to continue with some of the support systems or that are available for men experiencing domestic violence and all. Are they sufficient? I will ask Ebenezer to give us any detailed information about any support system. Do you think they are sufficient for our men out there, or you think we have to do more? If Ebenezer could hear me.
Yeah, I can clearly hear you. I think the support system is not enough. So there should be more supportive system just to balance the whole situation when it comes to women being violated. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So how do you think we can improve access to these resources? How do you think we can improve this to encourage men to seek for help? Because men, you're a man, and I can test the fact that men don't like to seek for help, and that is killing you. You don't like seeking for help.
this is my life.
No.
Unless the thing is very, very like crucial, unless maybe it hurts me a lot, then I'll seek for help. But if it is, I mean, if it is moderate, I can, I mean, condone it and then absorb it. And
Okay.
yeah, yes. But when it is very, very much, then that one
Okay. So I'll
is going to be
take
serious.
one. Sorry. I'm going to I'm grateful for all our contributions that we had so far. Everybody has been wonderful. And the conversation is still on the Vibes and a Ventz show. Okay, so the next topic that we would love to discuss is swapping hookups for hassles. Swapping hookups for hassles. Okay, so Ghana's youth culture often glamorous fast lifestyles and fleeting relationships. What do you think drives this mindset? I'll go with Ebenezer first, and I can go with the rest of the queue of us. Okay, so the swapping of hookups for hassle. Everybody's hassling. None is the new word. What do you think? What do you think drives this mindset? What do you think, Ebenezer?
Well, I think it's financial needs, or let's say lack of funds. You know, when the youths are in critical situation whereby they cannot get enough money to take after themselves, you know, they find ways and means just to make a lot of money within a short time to solve their financial needs. So
Okay.
let's take for instance, when you go to student on campus, you know, most of them do hookup, right? Yes, some of them do a lot of, let me say, dirty activities on campus just to get a lot of money to support their education, you know, and which is not good. You know, aside you getting huge money within some period of time, it's not good, right? It's not good. So, well, I think the best thing is it's better for you to, I mean, earn money in a right way or in a decent way. That is what I
Okay.
think.
All right. Okay. Okay. If I should go to Benjamin, I will throw the same question for you because we're going to continue next week with the same topic because this is a very interesting one. Today, everybody wants to be on the glam. Everybody wants to show their lifestyle. Everybody wants to be where they cannot afford. So this is very interesting, and I think as youth and as people who want to cause change, we need to talk about this more. And if Ebenezer could hear me, can you also delve into this? Can you also answer the question? What do you think drives this man of the young people? Yeah.
So do I come in here or Ebenezer does?
Yes, please, you can.
Okay. So the reasons I think this happens is because one, societal pressure. Society pressures us to look and do things in a certain way, and also materialism. We tend to want to have more things materially. Sometimes too is because of instant gratification. Some people do these things not because of what we think they do for, but just because they just want to gratify themselves in whatever means. And some too, it's family expectations, poor and pressured family expectations. So the family has a lot of.
So next to that, a quick one. I'm kind of going to rush us because of time.
Okay.
Do you think social media plays a role in shaping these attitudes?
I do think social media plays a role because on social media we tend to see more people exposing and showing off what they have made, what they have, the latest iPhones, the latest cars they drive, the latest things, gadgets they've gotten, and it tends to also move the youth or the young ones out there. Okay, what can I also do to get this? And then we
everything for the like.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
so that's whoever is the the most fashionable. People are flaunting their relationship. We the people will be like, oh, when if I'm a stone, put me here. Okay, so
Yeah.
I would love for Dennis to come in and give us the female perspective of this swapping hookups for hassle. So, Dennis, if you could hear me, how can young people shift their focus from casual relationship to build long-term goals and hassles? How do you think our young ones can shift their focus? Because now the social media is now a trend. Everybody wants to trend. So everybody wants to live a glamorous lifestyle on social media. Everybody wants to be the one who is coming from very, very notable societies or communities in Ghana is the East Legon. Now that there's hills to everything in Ghana, every community in Ghana. So they want to live at the East Legons, the Cantonment, the Labonis, the Chazako Valleys, and all those big names that you could think of. So how can young people shift their focus from casual relationships and building long-term goals and hustles? Benis? Okay, I think Benis?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please. I can hear you. I don't know
Okay.
if you got my question.
No, could you please repeat that?
Oh.
Think
I'm asking that because of the glam and everything that the youth now want, how do you think young people will shift their focus from casual relationship to building long-term goals and hustles?
Okay, thank you. So this issue is, I mean, it's delicate, it's tricky. If you decide to talk about this, I mean, I think we always have to be careful how we take the angle we take it from, because we are young people, of course, and you know what you might think is not the right way of earning might seem the right way for another person. That's why I say that we have to take it from an angle that wouldn't lead to any.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So for me personally, I think that I always believe in training. I believe in entrepreneurship, and I hope, or I have this dream of helping young people, especially people in the tertiary, gain skills.
I was about asking what practical steps that we can take to start prioritizing this hassles over the distractions.
Yes,
So
because
I think
yes, I think it's important, because if young cycles that they can fall on, I think it's going to reduce this a bit, because assuming I'm in school and I'm not getting the support, so much support that I need, and probably I've learned a skill. I mean, there are lots of students on campus who do braiding in their rooms, who do different kind of things to earn money, and it really helps them, different sorts of things. And I think it's very important for these things to be encouraged, so that these hookups and other ways of earning would actually minimize, because in the long run, it's going to take a toll on your health. It's going to be on the clients, on people, on other people, your family, and all of that. So yes, I think skills, vocational skills, really encouraged among young people.
Okay, thank you very much, Bernice. Thank you, Ebenezer, and also thank you, Benjamin, for participating. And then we're going to continue with this hookups for hassle swap. We're going to continue with this topic next week, same time, same venue, and then we're proudly sponsored by the Cluche Foundation. Always faithful. Okay, so we are going to delve into some training topics as at yes, this week. So we have some very interesting one. We have half a minute. That's 30 seconds to talk about them. The Supreme Court ruling on parliamentary seats. The Supreme Court decision to restore the ruling New Patriotic Party's parliamentary majority has sparked significant political discourse. We are in an election year, and 7 December, we are going to the polls to go and elect another president that will rule over Ghana for the next 4 years. So this is the critical moment where there is some heat and uneasiness, and everybody is talking about it. So what do you think about this particular topic, Bernice?
Right. So quickly, for me, not much, but I feel that, well, if the ruling, there are lots of controversies surrounding or with regards to the ruling, yes, but for all I'll say, it's just peace that we need, right? So no matter what our leaders plan to do their decisions, I just hope that they consider the young people such that we are not going to, get hurt, or we are not going to be affected negatively in any way. Yes, so
Okay.
that's what I would have to say.
Okay, so I've just been informed. Our let me state this before we continue. Our next session is going to be on December 6th. So that will be a day before our election here in Ghana. So it's December 7th. Ghanaians are going to go to the polls, and two major political parties, the NPP and the NDC, are going to be on the upfront, and then Ghanaians will decide who is going to be their next president for the next 4 years, whether it's the NDC's John Dramani Mahama or the NPP's Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia of the NPP. So the current ruling party. So we are going to decide that on the 7th of December. So our next session is going to be on the 6th of December. Then we can talk more about the other topics that we have. So, okay, this is going to go to one of the guys. Benjamin, Ghana's AFCON 2025 qualification failure. I was practically heartbroken when Ghanaians broke my heart into so many pieces. The last time they didn't do well in the AFCON and then the World Cup. So my heart is already broken. For them to now qualify for another AFCON and they did this to my heart. I didn't even watch the game at all. So the national football team's inability to qualify for the African Cup of Nations, the AFCON 2025, has led to widespread criticism, discussion about the team's future. Now, I say our love is gone.
Yeah,
what
sure,
do you think,
sure.
Benjamin?
Everything is good.
Let me let Ebenezer step in. I think let me let Eben step in because this is touching Eben directly to bother me. Eben, step in here.
Okay, my brother Ben, thank you for giving me this
Yes,
opportunity.
you have 30 seconds. Your 30 seconds is almost up. Just one sentence.
In fact, I would suggest that this Blaster team, they dissolve their team and restart again. They have to rebuild a new team. That's my solution. Yes, they have to start afresh.
Okay. All right. Okay, so Ebenezer has answered about the Black Stars. Let me go to Benjamin. Economic measures affecting pension funds. This one is heartbreaking for our pensioners. Now I'm afraid of my future because the government's move to restrict private pension fund managers from investing in offshore assets, aiming to protect the Ghanaian cedi, has been a topic of debate among financial experts and the public. Do you have anything that you would like to share in 30 seconds? Benjamin?
Okay, so with respect to the economic measures, I don't really have much to share on that now, but then I think I don't really have much to share on that now, so I can't say it. But then I don't know if any of our panelists do have something.
Okay, you are being economical with with a topic. Anyway, okay. Fire incident at Spinter's warehouse. This is practically not very far away from me. Fire outbreaks in our warehouses and also in our homes. It has raised concern about our safety regulations and emergency, because the last time there was small fire outbreak, I was shouting the security's name to come to my rescue. The education about fires is not enough, I think. What do you think as well? Do you think we could prevent all these things?
Yeah, so
Dennis?
Yes,
Dennis?
yes. So I'll agree with you on that. The education, you know, sometimes I do see on TV, I hear on radio stations that the Ghana Fire Service have gone here, their schools, but I personally, I feel the education is not so. They need to up their game. What I would say, because
Okay.
it's getting out of hand. The markets and the warehouses, yes.
The Ghana Fire Service need to enhance their education on fire
Yeah.
control measures at our workplaces, at our firms. They have to visit offices and also public places to educate
Yes.
people on the safety measures. Okay, all right, thank you. Ghana's cocoa production outlook projections indicating a resurgence in cocoa production for the 2024-25 season have been welcomed by stakeholders in the agricultural sector. So this productions, I think there's a lot of the cocoa production going on there, which people are not really happy about. We'll talk about that. Also, let's go into political campaigns ahead of December election. The December 7 elections approaching. Political activities, including campaign promises and party strategies, are intensifying across the country. Everybody said, I'm number 1, I'm number 8, I'm number 9, I'm number 10. So all these promises, what are some of the promises you can remember? What are some of the promises you can remember, Bennett? Let me go to
There are lots of promises that we can remember. The promises that were never fulfilled. We
Do you think the
remember
promises are becoming too much?
too much. I mean, right now, I don't even want to listen to campaigns because I know I'm going to hear something that is not even going to come in years to come. So I just feel like I want someone who will speak to our hearts, not just come and make promises and all of that.
I want to buy sanitary pad at 5 cedis. That's me, my own concern.
I mean, they should give realistic promises, not promises that I will just make you wow, and then that will be it, you know.
Okay, so public health concern over alcohol abuse. The Ghana Medical Association concerns about rising alcohol abuse and sexual misconduct among its members have sparked discussion on healthcare professionals' conduct. This is something that the Ghana Medical Association is talking about because this is becoming too much. The last time I could remember, someone told me that Ghanaians can consume alcohol. So I think this is what the Medical Association is telling the youth and also Ghanaians as a whole, that the consumption is becoming too much. So we are becoming misguided sexually and also doing a lot of indecent acts in public. Also, let's go to educational initiatives and challenges. Discussions around the free senior high schools policy and its sustainability continue to be a focal point in the education sector. So the free SHS that some parties are trying, they say one party is going to abolish, the other one is not going to abolish. Some are saying that vote for me so that I'll sustain it. Some are saying vote for me so that I'll do this and this thing. Okay, so these are some of the topics that are trending in Ghana as we speak. So we have gone through all some of the few measures and also things that we can do towards because we're in an election year. Okay, so before we go, a quick one, everyone, less than 1 minute, 30 seconds, starting from you, Bernice. The discussions that we have had so far, please, in 30 seconds, give us a brief summary before we leave.
Okay, so I think tonight we've been able to discuss domestic violence against men, and we've also looked at some support or some avenues that I think could work to limit hookups amongst young people in Ghana. In terms of politics, the upcoming elections and some campaign promises. And I think that in all, we should all hope for peace. We should fight and encourage peace amongst each other.
Okay, next, please, Ebenezer, your last words before we sign up.
Okay, so we have some few days to election. So as my dear sister said, so we should all, work towards peace, right? So that at the end of the day, if party A comes, party B comes, we have peace. That is all what we need. And then in addition to our first topic of discussion, that is the domestic violence. So as we've learned and we've shared ideas, so when people who are victims, approach us, we should be willingly to share the little ideas and experience with them so that they can also get the comfort and then come out of their situation. Yes. So
Okay.
yeah, we can give them education. We can also help them develop a safety plan. We can also help them to make a good judgment. All right.
Okay.
So
All right. So thank you very much, Ebenezer. Benjamin, your last words
All right,
before we.
so yeah, so our discussions today, we've spoke about a lot. I just want to reiterate some of the measures we mentioned that could help in fighting domestic violence amongst men. One, enhancing support systems. Two, education and awareness. Three, normalizing the discussion of domestic violence against men, to which we are doing now. And four,
Okay.
the way the media represents it should also be looked at. So that's what I
All
have to
right.
say.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for your wonderful presentation and for joining me with this wonderful day. And then I don't if my producer is available, if you have any final words, you could put it across if you can hear me, my dear.
Yeah, I'm still here. Just want to say thank you to all the panelists. I really enjoyed the conversation. And in 2 weeks, December 6th, I hope to see everybody else. I think we have 3 more or 4 more panelists that would join us for the youth in politics, because that one we want all the 7 panelists to be available for that. It's very important for us to preach the peace message to Ghanaians.
Okay.
Thank
All
you,
right.
everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Once again, follow us on all our social media platforms on Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, X, and Instagram, and enjoy the conversation. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's the Cluche Foundation. And also, don't forget to also read more about the Cluche Foundation and what they do and all that they are about. So thank you very much, and warmest thanks to Cluche Foundation for holding us down and for bringing you this wonderful program. I'm your host. My name is Ellen. Catch you on the 6th of December. There we can delve more into the political season. Well, we talk about the elections and all that involves politics, especially the youth. Thank you very much for having me, and have a good day.